Welcome back, friends, and thanks for tuning in. This is episode 4 of the CTC build here at Home Build Happiness. If you haven't checked out the other videos, go ahead and do so. I'm going to go ahead and link them right there for you. That's going to be episode 1. That takes you through the preview of everything that's going on. Episode 2 takes us from the beginning. Episode 3 is dedicated to electrical. This one right here, we're going to go ahead and explore some countertops. We're going to explore some plumbing, maybe a little bit of drainage. I don't know. We'll see. But if you haven't looked at the other videos, let's go ahead and take a stroll back through time, shall we? So we started with this empty trailer. Then we went ahead and pulled the walls out. We put insulation in. We got the panels back up. We painted it. We've ran electrical through it. We've even installed an air conditioner as well as a Murphy bed. So now we're going to start there. And folks, if this material, if it's entertaining and you like what we're putting out, show us a little bit of love. Ring that bell and subscribe, or at least give us a like or a comment. Folks, I read all the comments. I respond to most of them. I like to know that you're watching, and I really like to know that you're enjoying the content. Let's go ahead and get to work, shall we? Let's go. We posted on Facebook Marketplace in some of the groups down here, and we asked if anybody had any kind of scratch and dent cabinets or just something that like we could use in like a workshop, because we didn't really want to say like we're building a cargo, like, you know, we didn't want to go into all that. We just, hey, do you have any like scratch and dent shit that we could like put in a garage or whatever?
Look what someone told us about.
Someone told us, hey, go to this address. There's cabinets out by the curb. Curb alert.
And we got curb alert cabinets.
But isn't that cool, man? So we got these for free. They're going to go into the CTC build. I still have to make some cabinets, some wall cabinets for above head. We have a kitchen counter in the trunk of the Toyota. And we've went ahead and done some work to extend those cabinets out. We've got them installed. We got a countertop for them. The 12-volt electric that we had ran behind the wall. We finally have it in place with our distribution block. I'll take you through a little bit of that, show you what we got underneath this counter. All right, so we've went ahead and jacked this up a little bit. Got our nifty jack right there, our Gatorade jack. Alright, so our 12 volt basically just comes up and through the wall. It terminates right here, everything's fused. And this unit is available on Amazon. Put a link in the description. This has not only our voltage meter, it has 2 USB ports, 2.1 amp. It's also got a charging, like a cigarette lighter type 12-volt adapter, and then we got a switch for our water pump, a switch for our lights, and then down in here we'll have our water tank going in. We'll have a pump, and then you can see I've already got the holes cut out for the 1/2-inch PEX pipe that we're going to be using. And if you have any questions about how we extended this out, basically all that we did was take both of these, split them apart, and then I've taken a 1/2-inch piece of plywood, cut and made this panel, and then we took and made a 6-foot by 6-inch piece to go across the top. And then we just braced it again on the bottom and back, and that's held together with wood glue and some pocket holes. So today we're going to work on some plumbing. Inside of our cabinet I have a 30-gallon drum that we're going to use for fresh water. Also, if you have a pool, hop in the pool, put 5 gallons of water in here with your cleaner of choice, and then just put it in the pool, get in the pool, and just roll it around. It's a great way to clean it. You're able to spin it very quickly. It's not going to wear your back out. So it works very similar to like a rock tumbler, and you just have your cleaner in there. So we've got it all cleaned out, it's sterilized, it's in place. We're going to install our pump. This right here is a C-flow pump. It is 45 psi, 12 volts, 8 amp max. Is what we're going to install it right here. Every point of termination on these wires has one of these. Now this is a heat shrink, but it's also got a self-soldering component to it as well. And these blue bands that you see on it are actually there to create a moisture barrier. So far what I've done down in here, I just want to show everybody. I have this vinyl tubing and it's going onto a PVC pipe. This is going to weigh it down. In the very bottom, I've also got a brass fitting. I got a 90-degree elbow so that the line doesn't bottom out. And I drilled that out with a 1/2-inch drill bit, and then I just kind of like egged it out a little bit. Look for, you want to make sure you've got no air coming in whatsoever on your line. And then if you shut the system down, you shouldn't see any air coming up. You shouldn't see the water backfeeding. It should be able to hold that prime. So that's basically what you're looking for. So from here, we're going to start setting up all of our hard lines and running PEX. All right, guys, we're back again today. It's another day, another dollar. Let me catch up on what we've done here. So our PEX ran perfectly. All of our clamps functioned great. We got our 1.5-inch lines for our 1 1/4 bilge pump line, and that white line allows us to fill our pump, and then the other line allows us to run off city water. So the project for today, nothing fun going on down there, just a length of line, and we have a kitchen faucet hooked up. Folks, today is the day that we actually cut into our countertop and we fit everything for our sink and our range. Now we're not going to plumb draining today, but I'm going to show you what we did. Take you through the process. A lot of your sinks will give you instructions on how far to cut in because there's a lip that you have retaining components and stuff. But basically, we traced it out. We followed inside with our caliper so far. We marked it. We used our speed square to get everything lined up. We got our marks. We taped it up so our jigsaw does not scratch the countertop. We drilled our hole, and then I'm going to show you me cutting a giant hole in this thing. Come on over. We drill our hole. We're going to sink our jigsaw down into it. Then just follow the line. Alright folks, so today is shower day and I want to offer you all an apology. We got kind of in the groove of things, you know, when you get the momentum and you're halfway through the swing and you just keep going, you can't hold back. That's what happened today. So I don't have a lot of B-roll, but I am going to take you through what we did, explain a bit about it, and hopefully answer some questions that anyone may have. Alright, so this is what we have so far for our shower. Now this is a Sterling 34 by 36 shower base that was purchased at that blue store. You guys know which one. There's only blue and orange. So I went to the blue store. We got this shower pan and set it up. So I'm gonna tell you what all we used to do it, what tools we're gonna use to finish it, and it should give you some insight. All right, folks. So your tools of the trade are going to be a sharp utility knife or some electric shears. And we are using the Loctite Kitchen and Bath Perfect Finish. And we're also using Gorilla Glue, and this is the heavy duty construction adhesive Ultimate. Now, the reason why we're using that on the back for the shower, on these backboards, these are FRP, that's fiberglass reinforced plastic. That if you're doing this, use gloves because it is fiberglass weaved. When you touch it, you're gonna feel it. So all that we did, we set the shower pan in place. We knew that we were gonna put these small sides on it, and the idea of this shower is that up top we're gonna make a U-shape. We're gonna make a shower curtain rod that's U-shaped, and that shower curtain is gonna cover the two sides in the back, so it's a three-sided shower curtain. So hopefully we only need these low walls right here. We wanted to keep the concept open inside this camper, so we didn't want a big walled off area right here. We set it in place. We marked out where the drain was going to go. We took a jigsaw and we cut a 3.5 inch, I believe, 3.5 inch hole right into the floor for the bottom of that shower drain. And then we took our FRP in the back, but I just measured it, I marked it, I took a utility knife, and I made about 5 or 6 hard scores across it, and then I just bent it. And it broke apart pretty clean, actually impressively clean. And then up top, I placed 2 screws to hold it in place. I put a piece of 5mm board on the bottom so that I could shim it a little bit so that it has room for expansion. And then we shot it down with this Gorilla heavy duty construction adhesive. There's not a whole lot underneath here to show. The one thing that did happen when I put it down, there was a bit of creaking. We probably could have lived with it. The instructions call for either setting it in mortar or using a felt pad underneath. Is that we just use some great stuff, expanding foam, and some that has a low expansion rate, which is what that is. And the honeycomb webbing that's underneath here, I basically just went through and shot each honeycomb with a little bit of foam, and then I just sort of went kind of full send and just hit the floor with it. And then I put the shower pan in place, screwed all the retaining clips in. As far as holding this wood on the side here, we just use our pocket hole jig, and we put 3 holes on the back side, 2 holes on the bottom on the inside, and then 2 holes for the front over there. And then we pulled our shower pan up, we shot our adhesive in there, we covered it up, and then we put our pan in place. Same thing with the other side. And then in a couple areas, we just made some recessed holes and we drilled directly into our cabinet. So let me show you what we've done with the plumbing. We got everything installed. So we have our kitchen sink with drain, and we have our shower, and that's our entire plumbing setup for the drain side. Okay, you can go underneath here. Try to make your cuts a little prettier. We kind of hacked this up a bit, but anyways, we run that all the way down. And then yesterday you saw with the shower drain, we just simply hook that flange into the bottom piece. It sticks out the bottom, and then we put a 90-degree elbow on that. So the shower drain is 2-inch pipe coming out of the bottom. The sink, everything to do with the kitchen piping, is 1.5. Let's take a look outside, and I'll show you exactly what we're gonna do there. And then here on the bottom side of the rig, all we have is from our sink, 1.5 inch coming out to another elbow. That goes to a 1.5 to 2 inch adapter, which goes into this this Y. And then we have 2 inch coming out of the bottom of the shower. That goes to a elbow, which comes out to the Y also. And then the idea is that we put this guy in place. Now we have a termination point for all of our wastewater.
and then that'll simply go on like so. And then we have a 15-gallon sewer receptacle that'll plug onto this, just a portable tank, and that's what we'll use when we're on campgrounds and, you know, places where we need to utilize that.
All right, so there it is. Once again, we're at the tail end. We're riding the caboose right now of episode 4 of the CTC build. I'm really glad that you're following this journey while we get this thing livable on the road and start our adventures out as full-timers right here in this rig. If you like what you're seeing, or maybe you don't like what you're seeing, drop a comment below. We're always looking to kind of polish this up, refine what we're doing in these videos, and your input makes all the difference. So what's in store for next week? So in doing this and talking to people and following forums, if there's one thing I could say scares people more than anything when it comes to doing this, it's installing Windows. And next week, episode 5, we're going to jump into Windows. We're also going to jump into these cabinets, how I built them, and us getting them put in here, okay? We appreciate all of you that stick around and watch these things from beginning to end. If you haven't subscribed, click the button. We'll see you back here next week for another great episode. Thanks again. Bye.